Warning. This video contains nicotine consumption and sometimes tobacco. Nicotine is an addictive chemical and tobacco may cause gum disease or tooth loss. Please, do not try this at home.
Yeah!
Whoa, that was aggressive. I don't even know why I did that.
I said it was just an idea, but I say, screw it. I'm doing it. Trying to find the best chewing tobacco of all time. I don't care if this has got to be a 20 gosh dang part series, dude. We're doing it. What is cracking, mother truckers around the world? Today, I just pointed at it. Mail pouch. What in the dick is mail pouch, you might ask? I would like to say in these tobacco-infested states, but it's not infested, come on now. You might have seen a thing called a mail pouch barn. Have you guys ever seen a mail pouch barn? I have. Y'all know I used to live in old Antarctica, right? Or Kentucky, as some of you know it as. And I heard of these things called mail pouch barns. You see them all the time back in the day as advertisements and stuff for these tobacco companies like Mail Pouch, what we got today. Sorry for the lighting, man. It's a little overexposed, gotta do that. And this company, Mail Pouch, is one of the first ones out there to basically advertise their tobacco on farmers' barns. These tobacco barns that they would hang the tobacco in and stuff like that to dry and to cure and to ferment. I'm gonna put some pictures up here. These are a mail pouch barn. Now, in Eastern Kentucky, I used to go all through Eastern Kentucky and I used to drive through and take pictures and stuff like that. One time I actually had this farmer come out and he was like, "The fuck you do, you son of a dick? You're a YouTuber? What the fuck does that mean? What do you do, stick a tube up your butt and watch TV?" Basically, that's what happened. But there was a bunch of mail pouch barns and I just wanted to ask the old farmer, man, how long you had this, blah, blah, blah. He didn't give a shit. Anyways, there was a lot of cool farmers out there as well. Took a bunch of pictures and things like that. And I actually got that sign in Eastern Kentucky at a, it was like a rest stop type deal. And I just stopped off and they had one of those in there. Because in that area of Eastern Kentucky, there is a lot of mail pouch barns. And if you see this actual sign, there's wood planks and everything behind it like it's on a barn. Son of a dick, man, how professional. Is that old Matt Best from Black Rifle Coffee talking about doing a song or something like that? Stay tuned. So I told y'all in the last video, hey man, I got all this chewing tobacco, I might as well do it. So I figured, why don't we start with a classic today? Mail pouch. This stuff right here has been around for so gosh dang long. Ever since I've been in this world, mail pouch has been around. This stuff is old school. This stuff is classical. Just made up that word. Classical. Actually, no, classical is a word. It sounded weird at first, but actually it is a word. Like classical. Well, so, mail pouch. Made by Swisher International. Swisher International. That might sound familiar to you guys. We actually talked about it recently in being Swisher Sweets down in Jacksonville, Florida. This stuff is made in, what is it, Wheeling, West Virginia? Yeah, Wheeling, West Virginia, which is where they make a lot of their chewing tobaccos. So you think mail pouch would just be its own brand, but you know, back in the day, I mean, all these big tobacco companies just started buying everybody up. So mail pouch is owned by Swisher International. Now here we go. When you go into a chewing tobacco bag, it's always a little bit different if they're not Ziploc, which this one is not, so you gotta be careful in here going in. You don't want to rip it too crazy like. You got to get your fingers all up in there. Get that Corona up all in there. Wash your hands, you're good to go. Look at that goodness, boy. Little freaking snifle. It tastes pretty much like every other chewing tobacco out there. Being molasses and raisins. A lot of people ask, how does chewing tobacco get the raisin smell all the time? Why does it always smell like raisins or taste like raisins?
The stuff tastes like raisins.
Those kids are definitely Outlaw fans. I freaking know it for a gosh dang fact, but I do not agree with them saying it tastes like raisins. The reason it tastes like raisins is because of the molasses. If you've ever tasted molasses, just straight, like, you know, when I lived in Kentucky, we would put in front of our game cameras and stuff like that, we would just pour a bunch of molasses because the deer would come in and just lick the crap out of it. We'd get good pictures of them. And you put a little bit on your finger and stuff like that, you're like, whoa, it tastes like raisins, dude. Like a dark raisin or something like that. I'm not a big fan of raisins, but I do like chewing tobacco. I'm actually a big fan. And when I first started chewing, this stuff is actually pretty dry. As you can see here, I'm gonna put a little bit in my hand here just to get you guys a look at what this stuff actually looks like here. So this stuff is pretty dry here. You can kind of tell it's dry. There's not much moisture to it. There's a little bit of moisture though. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, you know, chewing tobacco is always so dry. It's always so dry whenever I look at it. It just doesn't seem appealing to me. But once you put it in your mouth, so you gotta remember it's a tobacco leaf. So even though it feels dry, it packs a lot of moisture inside of that leaf. There's a lot of extra room inside that leaf for it to juice up on you. Just gonna pack our chew a little bit, you know? Now I got a couple missing teeth down here on my left side, so we're gonna go righty. My hillbilly roots from Kentucky are haunting me. Here we go. This is just a little guy right there. Nah, I haven't had male pouch in a long freaking time, man. It's probably been at least 7-8 years since I've had male pouch. A little bit more. That's chewing tobacco, all right. Male pouch, an American freaking classic. We got it in our mouth right now. When you first put it in, you notice how I'm chewing on it. This is why it's called chewing tobacco. You notice it was dry. To get that moisture out of it, you gotta chew on the some dick, man. It's not like moist snuff. You gotta chew on it to get that juice out, and it's starting to juice up on me already. And what do we need when it's juicing up on us? A freaking mud jug. And I got that red, white, and chew mud jug today for you mother truckers. Oh, now that's motor oil right there, dude. Straight up Pennzoil, put it in freaking NASCAR. I don't know why I'm doing a dirt bike, apologize. Brett!
It's time for a mud jug minute!
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. It kind of just like, it itches really bad. It's kind of...
Dude, I hate it. Mine's like swollen. It's like purplish green.
Ew, dude, that's not... Oh, good idea, man.
Yeah, man.
When you tap your pockets and you can't feel your dip can.
What, can't find your can?
Dude, I don't freaking know where it is, man. It's always right here. What the frick?
Did you check all your pockets?
Oh.
Numb nuts.
That's it for a mud jug minute.
Now, like I said, this stuff is made by Swisher International. Who else is made by Swisher International? I believe Chattanooga, Lancaster, so they do a lot of chewing tobaccos. They also make Kayak and Silver Creek, which is now Creek, which I believe we're gonna do a video on that soon too, because they changed their name. But, male pouch right off the bat, not a fan. I really am not a fan. Don't get me wrong, it's not because it's dry, it's definitely fine. And I actually like whenever the leaf is a little bit more dry, because I don't want the sumbitch juicing up on me like crazy. If you guys have followed me for a long time, you know one of my favorite chewing tobaccos is Levi Garrett. The reason why, I love the buttery taste and the feeling that it gives my mouth. But the only issue I did have with it is sometimes it's so fresh, it juices up like so much you could barely freaking talk, man. This is the perfect amount of moistness to where you can still talk and still spit at the same time. The nicotine content already, I can feel it. It's really good, but it's the taste that gets me. And you guys know, the most important freaking thing is taste. Now, the taste is somewhat molassesy, but at the same time, it's very dirty. It's a very dirty taste. It's like these are bottom of the plant. If you guys know anything about a tobacco plant, it starts at the bottom and it goes up, like any plant, obviously, right? The top of the plant is always the best. The top of the plant is what they use for very fine cigarettes and stuff like that. Mid plant is, you know, it's different for every single one, but top of the plant is the best. This stuff, I can tell it's not top of the plant. It's probably bottom of the plant, and it's not that good. Now, where I'm gonna get into that, you guys may be saying, well, you know, if it's bottom of the plant, is this one of their cheaper ones, stuff like that? If you look on the bottom of every chewing tobacco bag, they don't have to, well, I believe they have to. I don't know the FDA regulations on what you need to do if there's domestic tobacco. If it's domestically grown in America, what percentage it is versus what percentage is foreign. But I know as far as moist snuff goes, I know as far as chewing tobacco goes, every single bag I've ever seen has it on the bottom. So this one, 60% domestic grown tobacco and 40% foreign grown. Now, 60% is actually very high for being domestically grown in America. If you look at almost every other chewing tobacco bag, most of them are foreign. And some of them are only like 9-10% American tobacco, which is crazy. Why? You might ask. Why are these companies putting domestic and foreign together? Why don't they just do 100% domestically grown tobacco? Money. It's money, man. It's freaking money. When Outlaw dip was tobacco, we were 100% American grown tobacco. 100% American grown. And with that came a price tag. It was very expensive. We had a premium dip because it was 100% American. A lot of other dip companies out there are not 100% American. So with them going with some foreign, some domestic, that's them trying to save a little bit of money, I reckon. Because to fill this whole thing up with this big leaf, especially because, dude, all this leaf right here could be a nice pinch of moist snuff or something like that. And this is a little bit different. And then you got to think about the curing processes and stuff like that comes with chewing tobacco. Chewing tobacco is a completely different business than dipping tobacco, man. And I don't really know too much about that side of the business. I know more about the moist snuff business and the snus business because it's very similar. But the chewing tobacco business is a lot different. I've got to hang out with somebody like Bobby Stoker, who has told me many, many stories because he started in the chew game. That's what he knows best. And that mother trucker, Bobby Stoker, has freaking so many different types of flavors. And in one of my opinions, Bobby Stoker's chewing tobacco line is by far one of the best, if not the best. And we're gonna get into that in future videos. Mail pouch, though, this stuff right here, it's not the worst I've ever had, but it's definitely not the best. It falls in a mid-range there. I love the juiciness of it. It's not overpowering. The flavor is very much tobacco-y. If you guys love the tobacco taste, you will love Mail Pouch. If you guys know anything about twist tobacco is literally just like tobacco leaves twisted. And then you just take a freaking gnaw off a son of a dick and it tastes almost exactly like this. It's not the greatest thing. You've got a hint of molasses in there for a little bit of dark sweetness, but it's not enough to really make me think that this is one of the best chewing tobaccos out there. Mail Pouch is a classic, and hey, I'll tell you what, we're very spoiled nowadays with all the flavors and the work that companies like Outlaw Dip and other companies put into making the flavors the best possible and making it last as long. The science that goes into it is very interesting. This is kind of stuck in the past, I feel like, you know, with the flavor wise. And we're very spoiled now with all these different flavors that taste a lot better. And now something like this that was great 50, 60 years ago is now just kind of like, needs to keep up with the times, you know? But hey, man, it's a freaking classic. You can't hate on the classics. It's freaking Mail Pouch, man. I love it. Obviously, I'm a fan. I got a freaking tin sign up here. And one day, I'm telling you, somebody, and mark my freaking words right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you guys 100% truth. This has always been a dream of mine. I want to go back to Eastern Kentucky, Tennessee, or wherever there is a Mail Pouch barn, and when they are going to tear it down, I want to take it down nicely and ship it to me wherever I'm living at the time, and I want to put it up on my farm or on my ranch or wherever I am. I want to put it up there just so I have it, man. And say, hey man, this is a Mail Pouch barn from Eastern Kentucky. They used to hang tobacco, ferment it, and burn it up in here, man. That is a piece of history that I want. If anybody out there knows somebody with a Mail Pouch barn, you guys hit me up, man, because I'm interested for real. I gotta get a new chair. Oh boy! Well, I hope you guys are enjoying these chewing tobacco videos. I reckon that's a weird thing to say because this is the very first one, but if you guys don't know by now, I'm doing a big old freaking series on finding the best chewing tobacco out there, man. And maybe even the Swedes and the people over in Europe and stuff that watch these videos, it's very interesting for them because you guys don't get this stuff over there. So I'm trying to find the best chew. We're starting with Mail Pouch. It's kind of right there, but it's definitely not the best one. I know we got some more that are gonna be a lot better than this, but it's a classic, man. Can't freaking beat it. Hey, don't forget if you guys want to support, I've got a merch website, outlawmerch.com, where we got a whole bunch of different types of merch over there. We got t-shirts, hoodies, hats, fishing shirts, fishing masks, stickers, whatever the tits you guys need. We got it over on outlawmerch.com. Please support your boy Outlaw, because YouTube doesn't like me very much, as y'all know. So if you guys want to support, please go to that link in the description box below, outlawmerch.com. Get you some, boy. If you guys want to see more chew videos, make sure to smash that thumbs up button for me. And if you can, please hit that subscribe button. We've been kind of going slow here, man. I think a lot of people aren't subscribing. I look on my my YouTube Studio app, and it says that like 50% of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you ain't yet, please hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on, so every single time I upload a video, you will be notified. Trying to throw up a video every other day for you mother chuckers during this quarantine time, just so it gives y'all something to do. If you guys are liking them, let me know in the comments. And a question for you guys to leave me in the comments. Starting this off right now, I want to know if you guys have tried chewing tobacco, which one is your favorite? I would say right now at this point, mine would have to be Levi Garrett. I'm a big fan of Levi Garrett. Put a picture up here. That would be mine. What's yours? Let me know. Red, White, and Chew Mud Jug. These are going away, so if you guys want one, mudjug.com, get it. I think it's on clearance as well. Rhodey, fits in your fucking cup holder, boy. Put it in your truck and don't give a fuck. I love y'all. See you on the Chew side. 25, 8, 366, no matter what you're doing. When you put in a chaw, makes you want to say y'all. Keep it friggin' hillbilly.
Land of the big bucks is where I'll be. I got shine in the stumps as far as you can see. Country Al Capone, to find me you need a drone. Walk up in my woods and get a brought into the dome. I got frog gigs, trot lines, catfish hooks, and sharpened buck tines. All for you. If you cross me for the last time, put you down.